Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Mean Streets, where the last time we just got hired to take on a case to help out Sylvia Linsky, find out what happened to her father. He apparently jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. Police say it was an accident. There was a witness. She says it was murder. I've already gone to Carl Linsky's house. I've talked to Steve Clements, the investigating officer. I've talked to Dolores Lightbody, his fiancée, the medical examiner, and Sylvia herself. So now I'm going to head over to the Bridgeview warehouse, which might be Carl Linsky's secondary laboratory. The current puzzles that I have ongoing is I have to find a bishop piece, a screwdriver, and also a something to make sense out of this set of code words. So, yeah, let's take a look. Also, now that I think about it, I don't actually know where Tex lives.
Hello, Tex.
Like, it's probably not important to the investigation.
Can't help you there.
Yeah. So I guess I don't have to worry about going back home for supplies. I'll probably have to go back to some of these people to talk to them again. But for now, let's see what's going on in the Bridgeview warehouse. Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on? Why am I shooting people? I did not realize this was a cover-based shooter. And clearly the Bridgeview warehouse is a little bit of a trap. Also, that's another major change between Mean Streets and Under a Killing Moon. Is the presence of a gun. Am I supposed to get across to the other side of the screen? Through this rain of bullets. Okay, so I am expected to go to the other side of the screen. And man, Tex kills a lot of people to prove that one man did not commit suicide. I mean, oh. There we go. I step from the fog-shrouded street into the warehouse that Linsky rented. It's an old brick building located near the docks. The smell of the ocean has been absorbed into wooden beams and walls. And the atmosphere is heavy and damp. The floor is cement, and every time I take a step, the whole area reverberates. It's dark inside, the only lighting being a panel of frosted glass windows up near the roof line. I can barely make out what appears to be a small area closed off from the rest of the building. I walk over and check it out. Also, does this mean that Carl Linsky had to, like, shoot a whole bunch of people in order to get to his lab? Alright, so we got a forklift, a rat trap, and crates. The forklift is old and appears to be in poor condition. A large rat trap looks well used. Large crates sit on the floor. One crate has an uneven hole near the floor. The hole is small and appears to have been jaggedly cut. You try it, but it just won't budge. I don't think I have anything in my inventory to open that up. So let's back out of this. So I guess I might have to come back later. Let's see what this thing is at the bottom. That's a machine. It is called an alpha wave processor. There does not seem to be any difference between turning it on and turning it off. You carefully examine the crates but find nothing out of the ordinary. Ammunition. Okay, 100 rounds of ammunition. Which is very useful, considering I used up a lot of it trying to get here. Again, murdering a whole bunch of people to prove that somebody did not get murdered. I definitely should not taste the rat trap. Is that a grate on the ground or a newspaper? It is a newspaper. Article circled on the death of noted scientist Cal Davis. Death caused by an accident in his lab. Alright, where do I have space to write that down? So, Cal Davis. And he is dead. A standard size office desk. The fax machine is operational. The message reads, "Professor, they're on to you. I suggest you disappear fast." The name at the bottom of this fax is Sonny Fletcher. Sonny Fletcher being the name of being SF. And I guess he felt that he was safe sending his full name to that fax. So I will need to get an address on my way out. Let us take that message. And let's look at the computer. The computer won't operate without a pass card. I don't think I have this pass card. A standard laser printer. It's a good thing everything is fastened down and can't be removed. Oh, hold on. Shall we get the newspaper? Yeah. Oh, and it's still there on the floor. And then we have another desk over here, which... we got a safe. A large old-fashioned black floor safe. Let's see if we have the combination already. It's locked and you don't have the key. Ah, damn it. It is key lock safe. It's too high to reach it. You'll need a ladder. Huh. I don't have a ladder, unfortunately. You carefully examine the crates, but nothing is out of the ordinary. So I need a ladder and I need a safe key. Standard metal office desk. Side drawer with handle. Gold pocket watch, antique, street value, $600. What kind of a man is Tex if he reference things based on their street value? A check ledger, last deposit from MTC Corporation. So I'll keep that on this page of names to reference. MTC Corporation. Last check to Sonny Fletcher, private investigator. So Sonny Fletcher is a PI. I already know that he dies in Overseer. In quite the dramatic scene, actually. But I don't know if his fate is the same in this game. Metal cabinet door with round knob. We got some Pepto-Bismol. The bottle is half full. I don't know why I would need this. Band-Aid can. Johnson & Johnson assorted edible Band-Aids. Wait, hold on. Edible Band-Aids. You get the can of assorted Band-Aids that contained a Nexus pass card. Do I need that in order to access the computer? Radiation pills. The radiation pills have an expiration date of 2011. They are a relic of an earlier era. Huh. Calendar. The picture of a farm, 2033. The date, October 3rd, 2033, is circled. Word written above the date, circled, Doomsday. A standard black filing cabinet. A 16-inch circular fan, which has not worked for some time. File drawer with a handle. Using the key found at Linsky's home, you open the file cabinet drawer. A list of scientists that may be working on Overlord. Okay. So we have 3 more names to look up. John Klaus. Maurice Gribble. And David Pope. And then we also have the concept of Overlord. All right. Let's get that list. And back out of here. Also, let's go see if that is good enough to use the, that Nexus card is good enough to use this computer. It is. Excellent. Huh. Insert blue password. I don't believe I have that information at the moment. So it looks like I'm going to have to come back. Now, hopefully I won't have to fight my way back the entire time, every time I want to go back here, because that seems like it would be a bit of an inconvenience. If I do, then hopefully I only have to go back once. Can I look at this forklift? Okay. Let's get out of here and then head over to Sandra Larson's home on 4599. Okay, let's see who this Sandra Larson is. Also, I need to remember to look up those other names, like Sonny Fletcher, John Klaus. Oh my. I find Sandra Larson at a local pub. She's an extremely attractive woman, in her late 20s. I can see why Linsky started to date her. Tell me about Carl Linsky. Carl and I started dating about 2 months ago. I was heartbroken when I heard about his death. Alright. What other names have I got? Sylvia Linsky. I like Sylvia. She's a nice kid. She can be a little wild, though. John Richards. Just going through the list. Dolores Lightbody. Dolores was Carl Linsky's girlfriend, but he had grown tired of her. Carl started dating me and said he was going to call their engagement off. Carl was worried about telling her because she had quite a temper. Steve Clements. So Steve hadn't bothered talking to her. Overlord? I'm afraid I've never heard that term before. That has a unique animation. So let's go through the other stuff first. Bash Daggett. Peter Dull. USF. Sonny Fletcher. John Klaus. Maurice Gribble. David Pope. And let's say Sandra Larson. I'm doing fine now, but Carl's death is still a shock. Tex Murphy. I'll help you in any way I can. I'm happy to answer your questions, Overlord. Shall I bribe or shall I threaten her? Also, I just realized that in this pub she's in, there is a nearby giant sign that says sex, which is right next to nude freaks and totally awesome. Big guys. So, alright. Bribe or threaten? Bribe or threaten? Bribe or threaten? Shall I try bribing? Hey man, Light, I'll tell you what I know. Afraid I've never heard that term before. No time for the diplomacy. I threaten to bash and crack heads if I don't get the right information. The next thing I see is a spray can of mace and it hits me square in the eyes. The burning sensation is unbelievable. I stumble back to my speeder feeling like a complete idiot. Okay, that did not work quite so well for Tex. Let's look up some of these other people that I found out about.
Yes?
So we need to know about Sonny Fletcher.
Can't help you there.
John Klaus.
Can't help you there.
Maurice Gribble.
Okay.
Okay, that's something. And David Pope.
Okay.
But, let's see, did I spell Sonny Fletcher incorrectly?
Can't help you there.
I don't think so. Alright.
Can't help you there.
Alright, so I got two names. I also need to talk to Bash Daggett. Is in location 4657. He was supposedly the witness who saw Carl Linsky jump. So okay, so Maurice Gribble lives in Palm Springs, navigation code 8231, which is very different from everybody else who came before him, because everybody else is in like the 4,000 territory. David Pope lives in Eureka at 6211. Interesting. So they're both probably going to be pretty out there. Also, it does not seem like I have to worry about fuel, which is very convenient. Although I do have to worry about ammunition for my gun, and having hundreds and hundreds of bullets to fight the hundreds and hundreds of nameless goons who are for some reason out to kill me. There we go. Oh no. It's like, jeez. Okay. I will definitely need to save my game sometime soon, because I just realized I didn't bother saving my game in a while. Oh my gosh. There we go. I cannot move while shooting. And I cannot shoot through boxes. Luckily, I can at least crouch at all times. And I guess so can they. There we go. They weren't kidding about this being a rough neighborhood. Blown out, wasted buildings are occupied by the bottom rung of society. You'd have to have a jungle mentality to survive here. I find a suitable place to wait. I'm hoping to see the guy who witnessed Linsky's suicide. Clements showed me a mugshot of Daggett, whom he described as the ultimate low-life scumbag. I finally see the guy. Looking at him quickly dispels the myth that a little inbreeding never hurt anyone. Tell me about Carl Linsky. Tell me about Carl Linsky. Stick it, fish face. No time for diplomacy. I threaten to bash and crack heads if I don't get the right information. I slam my fist into his soft, flabby stomach and he buckles over. And then I catch his chin with a solid haymaker that sends him staggering back against the wall. Okay, that's enough, I'll talk. Yeah, I saw the old grizzard jump, but the whole incident was outrageously bizarro. The old geek walks by like Dawn of the Dead. Then when he was about 30 feet past me, he climbs over the barrier and nosedives into the bay. The amped old buzzard didn't even hesitate. Which implies that he was drugged. Let's see what he says about Tex Murphy now. I think you're a pain, but ask your questions anyway. That's fair. Sorry, can't help you there. John Richards. This guy probably doesn't know anything else. Other than the actual site of Carl Linsky, and essentially he confirms that Carl Linsky's death may not have been a suicide. That he might have been under somebody's control or drugged. My time's valuable, I don't give anything for free. Blaze Wiener. Make it worth my time, I haven't got all day. Okay, that's enough, I'll talk. Blaze is a groundskeeper for the Giants at Candlestick Park. Okay. Navigation code 1715. I was not expecting that to actually get anywhere. So, what was this guy's name? Bash Daggett? And then I punched him a bunch of times to get... You got a daughter or relative you'd like to line me up with? Sonny Fletcher. John Klaus. Maurice Gribble. And David Pope. Okay. Adventure games? Okay. Alright, so let's get out of here. We did enough punching in heads and faces. What have we got? We got Blaze Wiener's address. And Blaze had received an E on his homework. That is the only connection there. We've Peter Dull, the insurance company. USF is the university. Alright, now let's see if we can talk to... I walk out of the field and see a guy sitting in a dugout eating some lunch. As I get closer, I see that he matches the description of Blaze Wiener given to me by Bash Daggett. Yeah, I was upset about the grade I got in Linsky's class and I sent the note, but I got over it. When he died, I was out of town. I asked him some more questions, which he seems to answer honestly. Sounds like he's being straight with me. He's got a plate with some sort of fish on it. I'm a little hungry, so I ask what he's eating. It's red herring, he replies. I don't know if I necessarily enjoy the pun, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Or maybe it's because it's presented so literally. But hey, at the very least, now I know that Bash Daggett is not important. And now we should be at the offices of Peter Dull, the insurance agent, in charge of Carl Linsky. Peter Dull is the vice president of the Trans-America Insurance Company. Most insurance people aren't really exciting, but he's so boring, even looking at him could put you to sleep. So let's ask about Carl Linsky. Mr. Linsky had taken an insurance policy out on himself in July. The amount of the policy was $1 million. As you certainly are aware, there's a clause in life insurance policies that in the event of a suicide, the policy is null and void. Sylvia Linsky demanded that her father's insurance be paid, but the policy becomes void in the case of suicide. I told her we were sorry, but nothing can be done. She screamed, "We'll see about that," and stormed out of my office. You know, now that I'm here at his office, I don't really feel like I can actually get much out of this guy. Like, it doesn't really seem like that important to talk to him. Dolores Lightbody, not only has she kept her girlish figure, she's doubled it. I love my work in the insurance field. It's my life. I've been thinking about a policy for a man in your line of work. How about a limited pay whole life plan with an optional family rider and waiver of premium with disability, accident, and dismemberment benefit? No, thank you. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. I'll help you in any way I can. I'm happy to answer your questions. Alright, I'm gonna head off, though. I'm pretty sure I've got nothing else to ask him. Okay, so before I head over to the university, I'm going to try talking to Steve Clements again. See if he knows Sonny Fletcher. Fletcher, yeah, I've heard of him. He used to be on the force. I think he's a PI now. So he knows of him, but he doesn't necessarily know the location. In theory, there is also a possibility that Sylvia Linsky knows of him. So I'm going to try that too. Now, if Sylvia actually doesn't know anything about Sonny Fletcher, there's an equal chance that possibly Sandra Larson knows something about Sonny Fletcher. So let's see if I can talk to her. Hopefully she is not going to mace me in the face again. Alright, so let's see if she knows Sonny Fletcher. She does not know Sonny Fletcher. Okay. Still leaning at the bar, smoking that same cigarette. Or this is one very long day for Tex. Either way, let's head over to the university. I was just thinking though, the fact that I'm kind of going through autopilot between every destination, on one hand, it would probably make this whole flying aspect of the game much more active, more purposeful. Because by just hitting autopilot from one destination to the next, it basically makes this section of the game like I'm just sitting there waiting for text to get from point A to point B. It makes it one step worse from the elevators in Mass Effect, that it's just kind of like there to kind of disguise loading more than anything else. I don't know if later on in the game it will be important to worry about driving without nav codes, because as long as I've got a nav code, then the autopilot can do the work. So the only time really in which I would need to drive myself is if I don't have a nav code. The instructor's offices at the University of San Francisco are small cubicles attached to the main classroom areas. I walk down the corridor and find the door with Professor Alinsky's name on it. I try the door, but it's locked. I pull out my private detective all-purpose door-opening kit and quickly pop it open. I scan the office, but it looks like no one has been here for quite some time. There are miscellaneous notes on the desk and textbooks in a bookcase on the wall. I examine the notes, but they don't strike me as important to the case. An additional 5 to 10 minutes of searching produces nothing I can use. Nothing else to see or do at this location. Okay. So I guess let's go talk to Maurice Gribble. After we save our game. And like I expected, Maurice Gribble with his 8231 nav code is very far away from the rest of the locations in the game. He was a good 480 miles away, which I wonder what that means. Does it mean he lives in seclusion? Am I going to find Maurice here, or is he also going to be already dead in a similar fashion to Karlinsky? Alright, let's see what's here. Maurice Gribble. I find the home of Maurice Gribble and knock on the door. I am invited into the room by an older woman and introduced to Maurice Gribble. He is a tall, distinguished man in his late 60s. I explain that I'm working on a case, and his name was on a list of scientists who possibly were associated with the project. He explains that he has been in retirement for a number of years and spends his time golfing and relaxing at the country club. He says he's due at the golf course and shows me the way to the door. I thank him for his time and go back to my speeder. Huh. Okay, hopefully we'll get something out of David Pope. I knock on the door of David Pope's house and ask him questions about Gideon Enterprises. Hold on. Gideon Enterprises. MTC Corporation and Karlinsky. He says he hasn't heard of any of them. He works for Xenomorph Corporation, a division of Bugs R Us. They train large mutated cockroaches and beetles to be butlers and factory workers. I continue to question for a few minutes but learn nothing more to help me in the case, so I return to my speeder. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.